Take questions.
Great second half, great team win, and really proud of how we came out in the second half and really defended. We had some guys, not these two guys scored and played well offensively, but we had some guys that didn't play great offensively that continued to defend and show leadership in huddles. And Chris and Derek both made some big shots down the stretch. Derek's 3 obviously was a huge one, and Chris the entire game played great offensively. So great win for us. And you know, I've said this a number of times, we got to move on from losses. You got to move on from wins. We'll have another game on Saturday, and we're going to have to play equally as well to win that one.
Questions, Chris and Derek?
Chris, this is your 4th start. You seem to be playing better and better, but this is kind of another level you reached today. Just kind of talk about it.
Just trying to stay confident, and it feels good to have my coach and my team behind me. That makes me feel a lot better when I go out there and play.
How were you able to score so consistently? I mean, 9 in the first half, 10 in the second. You haven't scored double digits all year. What was working for you?
I was just being aggressive and finishing at the rim. Coach always gets on me about that because I'm athletic and strong, so I just got to keep doing that.
Was there something in their defense that allowed you to get to the rim easier than it's been this year?
Like the short corner on the back line was always open. So D-Jack was always telling me to get in a space where they could find me because they were playing like their wings real high up, and it was just a center down there by himself.
Your last basket, that little turnaround on the baseline, obviously that's a confident move. I mean, for you to make that move at that point in the game, you have to be feeling pretty good about how things are going. Can you kind of talk about that play a little bit?
I just took what the defense gave me. That was all. I was just in the moment, just happened.
What were you guys thinking when you're down 15? I think it was 15, 16 first.
That we can't quit.
16.
We got to get it back, protect home court.
Derek, your 3-pointer with under a minute left. I mean, guys' hand was in your face. It looked like a pretty tough shot. I mean, what were you thinking when the ball was in the air when you let it go?
The first thing I was thinking was just get a shot up. You know, the clock was running down. But I just took it with confidence. You know, I was working on that shot before the game. I knew I was going to have those type of shots. You know, they was playing zone, so it wasn't really going to be too many open shots. So I was just working on that shot with Coach Haynes, you know, and I knocked it down.
Derek, give us the play-by-play. After that 3, you forced a turnover. Just talk us through it as if you weren't there.
After I made the 3, they tried to get the ball down pretty quick, you know, and I kind of, you know, made them turn the ball over a little bit, but he also bumped into me, so it was a charge. So I just was staying in tune after I made the shot and tried to get another defensive stop, and I took a charge.
Yeah, he read they were trying to hand it off.
Yeah.
You know, that's what he'll remember it when he sees the film, but he knew they were going to hand it off, and he jumped the handoff, and because of that, the point guard, was it Tally that you were guarding at the time, ran him over. It was he's our best defender. I'd argue he's the best defender in the conference. So I think tonight was just an example, especially that last play. I don't mean to interrupt his play-by-play, but yeah.
So when you hear that about being the best defender, but I know you take pride in your offense, but how does it make you feel about being a better defender?
It makes me feel real good. You know, I've been working for this for a long time. You know, playing defense is really my stronger part of my game. I love playing defense, so when Coach tells me that, you know, that makes me feel better. It makes me want to do more things on defense also.
Ortiz is for you too, but what does this say about you guys being down by 16 and the way you came back? What does that say about you?
It shows that we're a tough team, and we're learning because I think there's been plenty of games where we were down and we didn't get back into it like Yale or Loyola. So it just shows that we're learning. Guys are having more trust in each other. I feel like we're just building a stronger bond each day.
And this for any of you guys up there, these conference games have been close. I mean, tournament doesn't start for a couple months, but will this, you think, help you guys as the season moves on with these close games in conference?
Definitely, yeah, I think so. Like Coach always told us, like there's not going to be too many games in conference where, you know, we blow the team out or they blow us out. If either teams don't come to show, it's going to be a dogfight most likely every game. So, you know, we just got to take it one step at a time, and we got to continue to win these dogfights, you know, that we're in, so it can prepare us for the MAC tournament.
Derek, I'm looking at that 31 points with 6:49 left in the first half. I mean, defensively, you guys were struggling there, getting a lot of good looks. I know you're kind of the leader of the defense. Was there something said at that point, or do you remember anything? You switched gears a little bit there.
We just told ourselves like we put in too much work to play how we're showing. You know, we have to work harder. You know, sometimes we have to huddle up and get everybody on the same page. We just had to come together and get the stops that we needed and claw and fight our way back in. You know, and that's what we did. We're showing a lot of growth in, you know, coming back.
Anything else for these two?
All right.
Thank you.
3:30. Go to class. Go to class.
Questions for Coach?
Throw that one to you. I mean, they were getting a lot of comfortable looks for 12 minutes.
Yeah.
They're not typically a scoring team like that, and they got 31 in your game.
Yeah, you know what? This year they actually have been better offensively than years past, but you know, we were giving up too many easy baskets. Our big thing is to not let guys shoot without having to dribble and to take contested twos, and we were giving up layups and open threes early, and I think we did a much better job, obviously, in the second half. You take away that last three when we didn't guard with a couple seconds to go. They didn't make one in the second half, and they were 6 for 24 leading into that last shot. So we guarded much better from about the 6-minute mark on in the first half, and played the way we need to play.
Started the second half, I think 4 fast break points. It seemed like the tempo was just a little quicker at the start of the second half. Was it a conscious decision, or is that kind of how the game?
Well, defensive energy, these guys, I mean, Derek had a steal to start the second half, and just everybody's defensive energy was significantly better in the second half than it was in the first. And, you know, that's why we created a little bit more turnovers and had more steals, and we were able to get more stops. We just played harder in the second half defensively.
You guys shot, I mean, for 3-pointers, I mean, it was pretty similar to your season average, but in the second half, not shooting too well. I mean, that's been a big part of your guys' offense here. What does it say that you were able to make the comeback, keep the lead without necessarily shooting, you know, as well as you had?
Well, you know what, Chris Brewer, Dev in particular, he's been an unbelievable percentage shooter, and they did a great job of making his looks tough. And then he missed maybe 1 or 2 that he normally makes, but that sometimes happens. But more importantly, I think both of those guys, even when they weren't playing good offensively or well offensively, they both stuck to what we needed to do defensively. So I thought both of those guys showed tremendous leadership in being able to play well without scoring well. And sometimes that's not easy to do. So they didn't get frustrated. They kept guarding. They kept making it difficult for Eastern's guards to get good looks. And, you know, we've had pretty good balance of inside and out. But tonight, you know, we didn't shoot it great outside. But we did get to the free throw line enough, and we scored enough buckets on top of the rim.
And you kind of touched upon what I was going to ask you next. I mean, their most efficient scorer, Raven Lee.
Yeah.
2 for 12 from the floor.
Yeah, that's Derek. I mean, you know, that in my eyes, that's Derek. And maybe, you know, he might have been off his game a little bit, but he had 3 turnovers and was 2 for 12. And, you know, the second Derek didn't start tonight, but the second he went in the game, that's who he guarded. And that's sort of what Derek, you know, that's what he's done pretty consistently this year. I mean, there have been a couple guys that have scored on him, but for the most part, he's done a really good job defensively.
Why do you think Jimmy wasn't really, I mean, he started out 1 for 6, he had a technical foul
Yeah.
in the first half. He was the big man inside number 12.
No. He, you know what, sometimes it doesn't all go your way. You know, tonight was one of those nights where he got frustrated. He missed a shot or 2 early. He got frustrated. And, but then in the second half, I thought he stepped up. He rebounded. I thought he played much better in the second half, certainly. And at the end of the day, you know, when you play poorly and you have 13 points and 9 rebounds, which is about his average, more rebounding-wise, and he had 3 assists and 2 blocks, like, if you play poorly and that's what your line is, it's really not too bad. You know what I mean? Like, not too bad for a guy who didn't play great.
What do you get the team?
I'm sorry. You know what? He was talking. You know, he was doing what he does. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta, you know, probably a good learning a good learning tool for him because, you know, he plays with emotion, and that's part of why he's good. But he's also got to keep himself under control too.
Anything else, Coach?
Is Derek's not started the last couple? Is that?
I think he started.
He started at Northern.
He started at Northern. They're just
Oh, okay.
just mixing things up and different things. I mean, yeah. I mean, he'll probably start the next game. I don't know. To me, I don't really look at those. Like the three of those guys, Dev, Chris, and Derek. It's funny because Dev was the guy originally I didn't think would start, and I thought we'd be starting both Derek and Chris, and it's turned out that Dev's been the guy that started almost every night. Maybe early on he didn't, but just about every night. And those guys, sometimes it's one, sometimes it's the other.
Can you just talk about Chris real quick? Ortiz there.
Yeah, you know what? I'm happy for him and proud of him. You know, certainly his career night tonight, and we needed them all, and I thought he played great. Offensively, first half defensively, he struggled a little bit. You know, he's still learning how to guard perimeter guys, chasing screens and things like that, but he'll get better at it. And I thought Gary also, I know he hadn't played in a while, and he really gave us some good minutes off the bench. Gary did, and proud of the fact that he was able to come in and help us in the way that he did. You know, haven't mentioned him, but his minutes were really big for our team.
And then Derek, you know, you kind of mentioned how, especially since he's become your point guard, playing more point guard, he hasn't really looked for a shot much. But tonight, with the other two struggling,
Yeah, you need to make them. Yeah, and that's what that's what good teams do. You know, sometimes one guy doesn't have it and the other guy has it. And tonight, Derek, you know, he shot it really well. And when we played North Dakota State, I don't think he shot it very well in that game. And then the next game against UTEP, he was 4 for 5, I think, from 3 in that one. So I sort of expected him to shoot well tonight, and I also knew that, you know, they were going to pay a lot of attention to Dev. He's one of the best three-point shooters in the country, and I think Dev allowed Derek to get some clean looks, and then, you know, you have to make them. And the three he made at the end of the game was, you know, that's the game there. If he doesn't make it, it could be a different game.